different than what we saw last week. MJ says we're heading into a cool down, which is great. However, it's still a lot warmer than it was in, let's say, February. You know, we're talking about summer-like weather. So this morning, we are talking about preventing things like heat stroke in our pets, and we have some fabulous models to do that for us this morning. So joining us, Dr. J from Preventive Vet, Kathleen Hunter from Seattle Humane. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having us.
We were just chit-chatting. I actually had this happen on Memorial Day with our dog, and it happened so fast.
It does.
And it was terrifying.
Yeah, and beginning of the summer, people, you know, their guard's not up yet. You know, we think it's relatively mild, it's 60 degrees,
yeah,
it's
and
70
there's
degrees.
a nice breeze.
It can happen then, and it happens in the fall when people let their guards down, so it's not just those 80, 90-degree days.
Yeah. So let's talk about some of the signs of heat stroke. And there's a reason we brought 3 different dogs.
It's a 3-dog night.
Yeah, exactly. What are some of the signs, and how do they differ in different types of dogs?
So, and we'll talk about some of the dog-specific things in a moment, but really in terms of signs, what you'll start to see, the early signs, is they'll start to slow down. They'll start to pant more than you think they should be for the amount of exercise they're doing. They'll be seeking out shade. You know, they'll be trying to drink from puddles and streams and stuff. And then as it progresses, then they'll start staggering a bit. Maybe there'll be some collapse. Maybe they'll have a little glazed over look in their eyes.
Yes.
You know, things of that nature. And those are some of the more advanced signs as we're progressing. So people really want to pay attention to what their dogs are trying to tell them, especially in the times when maybe they're not as acclimated to the weather as they should be. So again, beginning of the summer and beginning of the fall.
So let's say you're seeing some of these signs. What do you do? What are the first things you need to do right away?
So first thing is get them out of the heat. So especially if they're standing on the blacktop, if they're standing on the asphalt or a sidewalk that's radiating heat, get them onto the grass, get them into the shade, give them a little bit of water, let them drink some water. Don't force it down their throat, but let them drink a little bit of water if they can, and then start trying to cool them down. I mean, if you're in your yard and you've got a thermometer handy, check their temperature. Anything over about 103.5, 104, you want to start cooling them. If you don't have a thermometer, pour some drinking water over them. Maybe you know, like a cool hose, something like that. But you don't want to submerge them in an ice bath or anything like that, because that can actually slow down the cooling.
Okay, so like a tepid water maybe?
Yeah, and you just sort of want to get them a little bit cool, a little bit drenched, not submerged. And then once you've sort of stabilized them, get them in the car, pre-cool down the car, roll down the windows, get them to the vet, because depending on how long their body temperature is elevated, there could be some really serious effects, and you might not even notice them for a while. So better safe than sorry, get them to the vet.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about these 3 dogs. I love it because they're all a little bit different, as you can see, in their own way. We've got, this is Sasha, Abby, and Laska is the little one up here. Talk about the significance here.
Yeah, so and I don't know if we can zoom in on Laska's nose, but one of the dog's sort of conformations that are really high risk are brachycephalic, so these little snub-nosed dogs. But if you can see, Laska's nostrils are practically non-existent.
Yeah, they are.
And so that makes it really difficult for Laska to breathe efficiently, and that's how dogs cool down. They do it through the respiratory system, through panting.
So they might be more at risk.
Hugely at risk,
okay.
Yeah, these brachycephalics. Also, the young puppies and older dogs are at higher risk. Young puppies just don't have an ability to really thermoregulate, control their body temperature as well as older dogs, you know, adult dogs. But senior dogs are more likely to have conditions like laryngeal paralysis or arthritis. Laska, you probably can't tell, but also is a tripod dog, so only has 3 legs. So it has to work harder to walk. So she's building up more heat and energy.
All right, as opposed to Abby here.
Yep, so Abby, you know, you would think about, she's older, she might have arthritis, especially with older labs and golden retrievers who might have a condition called laryngeal paralysis and develop that. Again, that impedes their ability to pant efficiently. And then, of course, we've got Sasha, who's wearing this beautiful fur coat.
Yeah, like the triple thick coat, which is great when it's, when it's November.
Exactly, but come summertime, especially early summer when maybe she's not used to that, you know, the temperatures just yet, she's going to be at higher risk.
Can they eventually acclimate, or do you kind of still need to?
They can to some degree, but it really depends on how much you're doing. And either way, I mean, with most dogs, I always recommend avoid the heat of the day. When it's weird out here in the Northwest, it gets hot at 5 o'clock in the evening.
Right, exactly.
So early morning, late evening, do most of your exercise. And there's tons of stuff people can do inside as well. You know, training exercises, play inside to help get their dogs tired out in the heat of the day.
And if you're looking for a friend this summer, Seattle Humane, always.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Well, Sasha is an alum, as is Laska.
Aww.
And Abby is also a rescue.
Oh, we love you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much.
Thanks
is
for
great
having us.
information, absolutely. And it's so important. You got to kind of use your instinct as a dog parent.
And listen to them. If they're trying to tell you they need to slow down,
Listen to the kids.
Better safe than sorry.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank
and
you.
For more information, it's
PreventiveVet.com.
.com.
Tons of information.
Yeah, thank you. All right, MJ, speaking of the weather, we'll send it over to you.